Hi guys, so today I'm doing a look using basically e.l.f. all on my eyes, and it's using the pigments and the matte eyeshadows, but they're all kind of loose eyeshadows. So I haven't practiced this, it's just going to happen, so I'm going to go through everything, probably speed things up. So to start off, I'm just going to prime my face. I purely prime because it just makes the application of foundation a lot smoother, and it just, I don't know, I feel lost without primer. Like, I used to think you didn't need it, but so long as you get a good one, it makes a big difference. For example, this Studio Secrets L'Oreal Smoothing Resurfacing Primer really changes the texture of your skin. So that's the primer all over my face. It really does kind of fill in your pores, and it just makes everything so smooth. So what I'm probably going to do is just apply some concealer to where I need it, then apply this, because this is a bit heavy for tonight, because I'm only doing this for you just for fun, because I'm not like going out or anything. So to apply my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, I am using my Revlon blending brush, and this is basically for any blemishes or spots that I just want to, you know, really basically conceal. I'll go over it again once I've applied the foundation, depending on how visible my spots are. Okay, so that's my first kind of application of concealer. My skin's getting a lot better recently, so it makes me very happy. Ooh, and this is in light ivory, so it is very pale. I am going to apply some Maroon fake tan later, for some fun, because it's been a bit sunny around here recently, and I feel really pale. So yeah, just going to apply some of this with my Sigma foundation brush. This is the F60. Sometimes I use the buffing brush, but I don't know, I really like applying foundation with the foundation brush sometimes. This foundation smells really good, by the way, but it just doesn't wear very well. Okay, so what I tend to do once I've applied it is just kind of push it in with my fingers. I do this with kind of all foundations just to give it a more natural finish, because otherwise you can end up with brush strokes, especially using a foundation brush. You literally can just push it in. You can use a sponge, but I mean, you've got fingers, so why not use them? Okay, the thing I like about this foundation is if you want a really sheer coverage for kind of for summer, and you really don't want to be covered very much, it has an SPF 10 as well. It's really nice just to have a basic coverage. So for me with acne, it's not that great, but I can make it okay with concealer. But if I was thinking of using it for a full day, you know, basically I wouldn't. That's why I mix it with this, which is really high coverage. It's a bit too much, and it just makes a perfect foundation. So now I'm going to conceal again. Next, for another concealer, this is my Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection Concealer in Fair, which is number 1. I saw this the other day and I was like, why haven't I picked this up yet? Because everyone raves about it. And I think the first person I saw to talk about it was S. Walker Makeup. And she talked about using a lighter one and a darker one to kind of highlight her face while concealing. And basically, I haven't done that, but as you know, I used to like using that, I still do, the Garnier Caffeine Roll-On, that's also a concealer. This is basically like that, but doesn't crease as much and has more coverage, so you know, your quid's in. And it's only $4.15 or something. And I use this under my eyes because I find using the liquid concealer, it just feels a bit more gentle, whereas using the Studio Finish, it kind of cakes it up a little bit. But you can see it kind of lightens slightly, and it really conceals very well. Next, just to contour my face, because I'm a chunky monkey. I'm only joking, kind of. This is my Pink Power MAC Wonder Woman. I have used this every day since I bought it, and I'm still loving it. The thing I don't use the blush every day because I'm a blush fanatic and I have loads of different blushes, and I try and kind of use different ones nearly every day. But I use the bronzer, which is matte, as a contour, and I use the highlight every day. So I really like to use my tapered face brush, which is the F25. I think it's a really amazing brush. I would use this large powder brush. I kind of call it paddle brush, but as you can see, it just wouldn't really fit in. I have to kind of put a lot of effort to make it fit in, whereas with this, I can just kind of swirl it into the side and kind of dig it in a bit, and it picks up a fair amount of product. So yeah, and then I can start contouring my face. So you start at the top of your ear and kind of, don't bring it all the way down, but link it up to the corner of your mouth. Next, I'm going to apply some blush. This is a really lovely blush that you'll see was in my e.l.f. haul, and this is called Peachy Keen. It's absolutely stunning. It's so wearable, and I like to use it with my powder slash blush brush. This is the F10. Picks up a nice amount of product. I sometimes use the Duo Fiber powder blush brush, the F15, but I use that more for the bright pink one I have because it picks up less product. But for this one you don't have to be so careful because it's definitely just as pigmented, but it's not as scary a colour. What I like to do next is take the concealer F75, it's a bit bigger than the F70 brush, and I pop Luna, which is a matte cream colour base. It's annoying to get foundation in it because it's a really white colour, and I just pop this across my highlight, and then I also add a powder on. And I do tend to do this almost every day. It's not too overpowering at all, I don't think. I think highlighting is one of the most important parts of your makeup routine because it just makes you look so fresh. The reason I apply it with a brush and not my finger is because I get a lot of foundation in there if I use my finger. So yeah, and then you can apply a little bit onto your brow bone just to prepare for the highlight that you're going to use later. I don't tend to put lots on. So don't know if you can see that. It's nothing major. You could wear it on your own as a really subtle highlight, but I do like to put my powder over it, and this is a beautiful brush again. Smaller one than the contour that I used, but this is the tapered highlighter F35, and I go into my highlighter in here. This is why this is such a worthwhile palette. Not palette, but you know, beauty product. And it has beautiful shimmer, sparkle, and it highlights really well. You can see that. Oh, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It makes you look so fresh and, you know, very young as well. And then you can pop a little bit of that down the centre of your nose and wherever you like. I don't go too crazy, but I really think it pays off. I can see it in the reflection, like, because the reflection of the camera is kind of off because it's to the side, because I have to put a mirror behind it, but I can still see the highlight. Okay, this is kind of my basic face routine every day, so yeah, maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know, I did kind of just show you that. So now we're gonna do the eyes, and I'll probably bring you in a little closer. Okay, so I've just quickly completed this eye. I'm not sure how true the colours are going to be because I'm not in natural light, but I am going to obviously show you what I did. So to start with, I am using the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer. I just apply a pretty small amount of that to the lid, really, and just push that in with my fingers. I'm still croaky. Yep, still sick, but not sick, but croaky. And next I am using the Sigma F70 concealer brush to apply both of these colours actually. I'm afraid I cannot tell you what this one is. Maybe it's Mocha Swirl. This is kind of a champagne-y beige, and this is kind of a chocolatey colour. Honestly can't tell you. So apply the lighter colour all over my lid. Doesn't give much apart from a beautiful sheen because I am going to use a matte pigment in a moment, and I don't actually want it completely matte, so having this is great. And then flip over my brush and go into the darker side and just get a small amount of that onto the outer corner. And just blend it in. Only a small amount, so you know it's not the statement finished piece, but yeah, just a little bit, just to kind of help with gradient of colours. So next I'm using a matte eyeshadow. It's a loose one, and this is called Nude, and as you can see it's a basic, these are all from my e.l.f. haul, so hopefully you'll be familiar with them if you saw it, but it's just a basic skin tone colour for me anyway, like not for a darker person. It's a very light colour. Just going to apply this all over the lid. Now you can see what I said about applying a shimmery base. It lets the matte kind of makes it into a satin, if this makes sense. Satin. Into a satin, so it's not too shimmery. So I really like that effect. Next I am going to apply my highlighter. You probably know by now I like to do this. This colour is incredible, and it's called Innocent Ivory, but they've spelt it INNCOONT. It'd be so cool if you could see this. So this pigment this isn't a matte one, by the way, this is a pigment eyeshadow, and it's a white, so it's very light and it gives a wonderful highlight, but it has pink in it, so if you apply it wet, it comes out kind of like a baby pink, but still with shimmer, and you can kind of see the pink in it. Nothing extreme because I'm not wearing much of it. It's incredible. I'm definitely experimenting, so I want to see everything that it can do. So I'm just highlighting with this. Sorry, this is the E60 large shader brush. So next we're jumping straight into the colour with my blending E25 brush, and this is a beautiful colour. It's called Magical Maroon, and this is also a pigment, and you can see it's a maroon colour, but I've faded it in with some charcoal black and it's just absolutely beautiful. So take some of that on this brush and we're just gonna pat it into the corner, kind of fade it out into the crease as well, and we're lifting it a little bit higher because, you know, this is a bit of a darker look. It wouldn't be for daytime, or at least I wouldn't recommend it for daytime unless you're a little more out there. And then taking a tapered blending brush, an E40, I actually have a white one as well called E35, which is quite cool. I'm just going to blend that because you just want to make everything look seamless and like you haven't battered an eyelid. Okay, next with this wonderful brush, it is quite spiky, you know, it's not the softest of brushes. Can you see all the powder come out? But, oh my god, look at my finger now. Never mind. But it is a great brush, and it's called the Short Shader Brush. I'm going into the Pigment eyeshadow Naughty Noir, which is actually more of a charcoal. Careful not to get too much on your brush, and what you're going to do is lift it from your lash line up and then kind of create a line as well, as if it was where you're going to put your liner, as if it were where you were going to put your liner. I don't know. I'm too tired to think. Go all the way in. And then take the blending brush you had the maroon colour on and just blend this in. Because it's not supposed to be a harsh black line, otherwise I would have used black, this matte eyeshadow. It's supposed to be a charcoal, which kind of changes the colour slightly. Don't know if you can see that well, but it works brilliantly. And I can use my fan brush to sweep away any fallout, which you always get with pigments. So there's definitely a use for this beautiful brush. Okay, and the colour's just about getting there. I'm going to add a little bit more of the maroon into the charcoal. Also, you want to take some of the maroon on the lower lash line. You could probably use a different brush, but I'm just going to squish this one down a bit. I've already dirtied like all my brushes, so just from this one tutorial. And then take a little bit of that charcoal colour again on the Short Shader brush and apply it on your lower lash line. Just to help define the eyes. And your eyeshadow is done. So next thing, see how quick and easy that is? You can make looks out of anything. All it takes is practice, practice, practice. And also learning the shape of your eyes. Sorry, I'm not done because I do need to blend this all out. It is blended. So now I'm going to use a black cream eyeliner, which I never really use because it does transfer on me, but now I have the but now I have the Benefit Shellac. It's not so much of an issue, although because I'm going to take this off after, I'm not going to worry about it. Sorry, my voice is getting really bad again, and I'm using my new angled eyeliner brush. It's really lovely. I like it a lot. It makes the application very easy. So just pop some of that cream liner on there and get lining. So you're kind of going to follow the shape that you've created already, and it's not a particularly thick line. Okay, so I've lined my eyes. I'm also going to line my waterline with this because you can. I'm going to line the top and bottom waterline. Okay, a little something I have done is kind of elongate my eyes slightly by lining the inside of my eyes like so. So you just carry it on from the eyeliner, bring it to a point, and then join it back up. Gives you kind of like a cat eye effect. You can see there. Sorry, my nose is huge. Ooh. Now I'm going to curl my lashes. These are the e.l.f. £1.50 eyelash colours, and they're the best I've ever used purely because of the space they give you to get your eyelashes in. Because I always find that I get eyelashes trapped and I don't get all my eyelashes, but this allows me to get all of them in and curls them beautifully. No one ever raved about the size of the space it gives you, but that's the reason I like them so much. And then I'm using my new False Lash Effect mascara by Max Factor. It's like £3 off at the moment in Superdrug, I think. So I totally went for it because it's been out for ages and it's the same as CoverGirl, but it's far more expensive. That's why I've been waiting for a good deal to come out so I can get it. And I really like it. So you can see it's a really lovely mascara. And finally, Fling by MAC. The writing's all worn off. Just to fill in my eyebrows because I think the definition adds a lot to the look. You can see my eyebrow here is a bit different shaped, but you know, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Okay, so my look is almost complete. Last thing is lip colour. I am sticking with an e.l.f. kind of mixture again. And I'm going for quite a nudie lip because the eyes are, you know, very dramatic. I don't know about you, but this is dramatic for me. I would never wear this in the day. So to start with, I'm using a 17, sorry, it's not e.l.f., a 17 lip liner in Buff, and it's basically a nude lip liner. So I have had moisturiser on my lips, but not anymore. Don't bother about filling in your whole lip. I have actually done this so it is a bit darker on the outside. Next I'm applying Natural Nymph, which is their nude colour that I could definitely compare to Myth. I haven't used this in ages, so yeah, going to be interesting. God, it's like a concealer. I think you've got to be very careful with it. That's my top tip, and be prepared to massage it in or out with your fingers. The lip liner makes this really pretty, I think. I really like this look. I don't know if it looks good on camera, but I am going to add a little bit of colour. This is Baby Sparks and it's a Luscious liquid lipstick. It's more of a gloss. So this is my finished look. It's the really pretty maroony kind of eyes, and I have used the pigments for this. Basically using nearly all e.l.f., such as the lips and the eyes and my blush as well. So I hope you enjoyed this look. It's not really kind of based on anyone, nothing like that. It's just purely because I wanted to test out the pigments because this is the first time I have. Oh god. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you all soon. Bye.